Alright, what up guys, I'm Dragon Crosspower. I'm here from Shanghai. It's February 1st and it's been a while since we posted anything, but it was middle of Chinese New Year and actually just the week before, as everyone knows about this virus thing that's been spreading around the world, and everybody's saying a lot of things. Oh, there's so many different information and misinformation about what's going on. So today we're just going to go for a cruise around the streets. We're going to have a chat about it. I'm going to give you my thoughts about it, and we're going to show you around Shanghai and see what it is actually, what's going on. It's a really super nice day. It's been raining here. It's rained every day for the last like 7 days, 8 days, 9 days or whatever. It just rained every day. So today is one of the first days it's been really sunny, so we're going to go out and have a look. As you can see, the streets are still relatively quiet, but things are still remain. There's people around. It's not like it's really dead or anything. People just getting on with their own thing. This is about day. It's probably about 1 week since the government made sort of like a notice about it. Since people noticed, it was just like right on last week on last Thursday. I heard about this thing about a week or two into December. I remember maybe mid-December people were already talking about it back then, but no one was really serious about it. And then just recently things just started to escalate, and then government has put a lockdown on Wuhan, but in Shanghai still is actually, mostly you can see, still relatively normal. It is extended the holidays for another week, so it's still officially Chinese New Year. So actually Chinese New Year holidays is really quiet anyway, so I don't think there's much real difference to it normally. And I think that the virus itself maybe is getting more serious, but on an overall notice, I don't think it is so much severe. What's going on? I think with social media has really played upon these things. So like, you can't really believe what you hear and see online. There's so many stories are coming out, so many people saying lots of different things. I've been in China for how many years now? Coming up to the 2 decades, so like I've seen it all. I was here when SARS was here, when they had the bird flu, when they had the pig flu, the avian flu, whatever. I don't know how many different times it was. So actually I think that SARS was a lot more scarier than this. The reason being that at that time there was no real social media going on. That was really scary because you would only know the news from the government, and you just see a lot of guys suddenly were telling everyone who had the mask on, people playing it down. And even that time, I remember going into Hong Kong, everyone was wearing masks. We had to go through the airport, there was checks and everything. And in that situation, I think that it's actually probably better, as long as the situation didn't escalate, it was better just to stay at home, or better to just avoid the crowds, because actually the crowds is where you're going to get trouble. That's where you can actually catch something, or you'll be quarantined or anything like that. And then I remember at that time people were afraid, but then after a couple of weeks, after a month, then people just started getting on with their lives. It wasn't like people were just completely shut down and everything was it was all doom and gloom. Eventually sort of just gradually got started again. Then I can't even remember when it lasted for about 4 or 5 months or something, then it just stopped, and then the restrictions was off, and by that time I don't really think that it was like a big issue. So now that when we see this stuff again happening, the biggest difference I think now is that you have social media and you have so much more information. The spread of information is just so much greater. So before we didn't actually know what's going on, and technology has improved. So like what it was saying, yes, that they're concerned about it, but the reality is that still very few people have it. And if you've been in Shanghai or in China, I think that it's still more dangerous to be like in an accident on the street. They said that's like being in an accident, crashing your scooter. There was like, I remember the doctor was saying there's something like 17,000 accidents a day in Shanghai alone. So the chance of me being in an accident is far, far greater than catching some kind of bacteria or germs. And basically is that like if you're in the people that have been infected have been already like more on the senior level, elderly people, heavy smokers, people with respiratory problems. Don't quote me about that, but as I know of, I think that most of the people have been predispositioned to have some kind of effects. So if you're actually healthy, then you don't need to worry about it. The worry about it is a lot less. Wash your hands, stay away from crowds. So as you can see, China is a relatively clean place and people are still in pretty good spirits. I don't think it's not like a post-apocalypse. Hey, how's it going? It's not like a post-apocalypse war zone. People are still in good spirits. So they said that all tourist attractions, like all the major places like Disneyland and down on the Bund, everything is closed up. So we're just over here into the shopping mall, see if anyone is around. Look at that, it's like ice skating. So all major areas have been closed down. You can see we're in a shopping mall here and there's like not much going on. It's pretty quiet. A few shops still open. So it's pretty quiet around here. Skechers is open. So you can see it's pretty quiet. But there are some shops open. This is actually the first day that I've actually walked around the city to actually have a look what's going on. And some stores are still open. You can see everybody's walking around with everybody's just going about their own thing. People wearing masks and stuff. So basically, the government has said that, you know, like to lower the chance of like this spreading, everyone has to wear masks and such. But like everywhere you go, masks are already all sold out. And there's like all these stories online now about like people just like recycling masks. So when you chuck it away, they're digging it out of the bins. And also the general disposable mask, it's actually more for to stop the spread of yourself spreading it to others. So if you can't find it, what are you going to do? So you can see that anywhere you go now, there's no way you're going to get masks. So unless you want to reuse your old dirty ones, then it's going to be very difficult to find a mask. So that's why I'm not wearing one. You can see it's pretty popular here. Everybody's lined up for these like some breads and just typical Shanghainese breakfast. You got little dumplings, and so they've got these they just got these little hand the anti-germ spray. You can wipe your hands at the doorway here. So this
thing is out. What's the point? Then I just touched this dirty thing for nothing. You didn't tell me that.
It was working. So people were saying that the shops were all out of stock and all the food is empty. So we're here. We're in here having a look now. Right? So we're here in the supermarket and it looks pretty stocked up. I heard all these guys were posting online saying that all the shelves were empty. Everybody was raiding everything out. Everything was out, but actually when you come into the store you can see it's still as normal. There's like lots of stuff, there's lots of food, there's a lot of people walking around. I can see it's pretty stocked up here. There's lots of different things here. So as you can see, it's not like what people said, where they said everything was raided. All the shelves were empty. Everything was. Alright, so after walking around, having a look around, I can see that outside looks pretty normal, so I don't think people are really that freaked out in the street for what I've seen. But that's not to say that they're not scared or they're not freaking out online, or some guys at home maybe freaking out, or all the things that people have been reading online, or keep checking their phone and looking over and over. So the biggest difference between this and when SARS was around was there was no social media, there was no YouTube. You only had the state government notices and news reporting. So actually I think that time was a lot more scary, because actually people didn't know what was going on. And because I've already been through all this sort of thing before, I'm not too fazed about it. Not to say that you shouldn't take precautions, because there's definitely people have died from this thing, and it doesn't seem like it's going to slowing down anytime soon. For Shanghai at least, I can say that it doesn't seem too bad in Shanghai. I'm not sure the tally so far, but it was about, I think they said it was around not even 150 to, I don't think it's more than 200 people or something that has been affected. And considering Shanghai is a city of what, 30 million plus, maybe because it's the holiday time now, some guys have left, so it's a little bit more quiet. There's still at least 20 to 25 million people, with only a few hundred people inside that's got it. I don't think that the ratio warrants sort of like should be going crazy about yet. But if the numbers are going up, then for sure make sure you take precautions. Like they said, stay away from the large crowds. They're not like so far it's not like the end of the world situation. We're going to see how this thing unfolds. I'll keep you posted and keep you an update soon.